Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my shop where it works better if you plug it in. So let's get started. So first I want to make sure that the blade does come up above that. Good there.
I have been without a crosscut sled for too long. Things came to a head when I needed one for my previous video, so I finally decided to just put something simple together and see how it worked out. I had some medium-density fiberboard in need of a project. This panel started out 33 inches square and half an inch thick. I took two 5-inch slices off one end, and then another from the now shorter side. I cut the shorter slice about 60-40. That will form the so-called back fence. The two long slices will form the front fence on the operator side. I wanted to make sure my fence was as straight as could be, so I decided that a shallow dado along the front and back of the sled bed would be just the thing. The MDF measures 520 thousandths of an inch. I set up for a very tight fit, possibly too tight, but it all works out in the end. I want to point out one of the things I'd do differently next time. Here I'm placing both grooves very close to the edge. That makes it rather difficult to establish a reliable 90-degree corner. Next time, I'd leave room for some corner braces on the operator side. Placed well, they can also help keep your fingers out of trouble, although there's really no substitute for paying attention. I'd also chamfer the inboard corner of both slots. That would make construction easier and also leave room for dust to escape.
I probably should have allowed for a couple extra thousandths of an inch in that dado because it's taking quite a bit of persuasion to make that first joint happen. Alright, it's fairly important that this be at a nice 90-degree angle wherever it lands. I have sort of been shoving it into place, but what I've got a thin layer of glue here and a bead along this corner here. You'll notice I'm setting this up offset, and you'll see the reason for that in a little while. So in this area, my 90 degrees aren't quite where they need to be, but so with the string tension, I have the back fence, the operator side, at a suitably good approximation of 90 degrees to the floor of what's to become the sled. Okay, glue seems dry enough. Now I'm going to work on the back fence that'll go in here. Now I have the back fence gluing up, or part of it at any rate. Rear fence is gluing up. Part of the secret to what comes next is this corner right here where I have this engineer square is one of the original factory corners, and it is absolutely rectangular. Now I have my fence at 14 inches, which is half the remaining width. That'll put this kerf right about through the middle, with this wall lined up directly with the fence. And underneath here, what you do not see is where I'm gluing in several of the exact width runners for my for here. Now to keep things running smoothly, I'm going to take a quick shaving at an angle from the front and back edge. Then I'm going to cover everything along the bottom. I'm going to give the bottom a layer of paste wax. There might be a better way to do it, but supposedly this works reasonably well. Alright, that ought to be plenty fit for purpose. Slides pretty well. So now, for the moment of truth. I will now proceed to attempt the 5 cuts test, the gold standard for testing the squareness of your blade to the back of your crosscut sled. This will be cuts 1 and 5, cut 2, cut 3, cut 4. Now we are successful if the angle between these two lines is very, very small. We're actually very slightly out of square here by perhaps 30 thousandths of an inch over this distance of 9 inches. But bear in mind that out of squareness is multiplied by 4 by having gone around that. So roughly speaking, 30 thousandths of an inch over the course of, call it, 3 feet. I can live with that. Fit for purpose.